my life's experience Toastmaster Chaaru.
A mentor is just like this key. Yes, it's true. They don't walk the path for you, but they point you in the right door. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and the guests present here. A protege is any member who seeks guidance and support from a mentor who wants to achieve their respective goals. I thought being a protege is like getting a lifetime free advice on speech projects, but no, it's all about doing that work. We all know that since our first day of preschool and from like every day from the first to the 12th grade, we all have come across with our favorite teachers and our teachers who taught us subjects like language, maths or science and respected on all of the subjects. And in college or universities, professors also taught us the specific subjects you all have studied. And we all have also thought that just learning the subjects and passing the exams with good grades and just going and jumping into the next grade or jumping into the next year if in college is what is all that is needed. In my case, that's what I did. And yeah, in my case, that's what I did. And and yes, you all have got an idea about what I'm going to talk is mentorship. I'm going to talk about my Toastmasters journey and the mentorship, about how it changed how I was a year before. So when I joined Toastmasters for starters, I didn't know much, but I knew that I would be better in communication and present myself in front of the audience. But that was not sitting on my head. It was wavering here and there. And when I joined Toastmasters and in the first meeting, I learned that a mentor would be assigned to every Toastmaster. Just like that, I was assigned a mentor, and then I got and I received a call from my mentor, who's Toastmaster Prasad, and I introduced myself, and in the following days, I joined the Pathways Presentation Mastery, and also in the following days, I started prepping for my icebreaker speech. After the call dropped from speaking to my mentor, I felt that I was kind of excited to learn from her, because I felt happy that she was very friendly at the very first conversation, which was an online call. And soon after that, I sent my icebreaker speech, and I received encouraging and very friendly suggestions from her. And she also noticed every line of my speech and gave me and appreciated the words, the questions, and the sayings that I used in my speech, and also gave suggestions that made me do even better, and the suggestions were apt to the speech. And I learned about the purpose of what we are writing for a speech is important, because through my second speech project, writing a speech with purpose. In that, when I sent my speech, she encouraged me, gave me feedback, which made me to try even better and prepare well. The third speech project, that is the vocal variety and body language. I was already stammering and already shivering. How could I present myself in a vocal variety and present something from my body, my hands, my legs? I was brimmed with shivering and stammering and sweating too. That's when this angel comes in, and she made me practice a lot of times in front of the mirror. I used to record myself and send it to her frequently. She used to correct the mistakes and send it to me, and she also encouraged me to do well. So this was, and later on, she asked me about my evaluation report, and I sent it to her where I stammered and my eye contacts were missing. I was really upset with myself. I didn't realize that it's my starting stage. I make mistakes and we grow. But I didn't realize that I was upset for not doing very well. But that's when she came. She pulled me and she sent me messages with words that made me restart my next speech project. That was really helpful. After 3 speeches, truly to say, I was kinda unpunctual in completing my speech projects and also sending it to her. I used to send it late at night, like 10 or 11, but still she was online. So as she was online, she used to, she's really sweet, and she used to send me feedbacks. She stayed up by my side at the night, and she gave me figure out the mistakes and gave me suggestions, and also encouraged me every time before I present my speech. Now I'm doing it. So she used to encourage me, which I try to just practice with. And from the 1 year, I have completed level 1, and this is my last speech of level 2. So it's about going to be a year for me to complete 2 levels. So last year October, I joined the Toastmasters. It's going to be a year, and there are lessons that I have learned. So I just shared, it's just few. That is lesson number 1. Mentorship isn't about someone pointing out your mistakes, like, see, you did this, you did that. No. It's about lifting you up until you stand on your own feet. And lesson number 2, being a prodigy. Being a prodigy has taught me something powerful. That is, mentorship isn't about someone carrying you. It's about just lifting you up when you're thinking that you're falling down. When you're thinking you're falling down, mentorship, that the person lifts you up and says there is a floor, you're not falling down. So that's what a mentor says. Mentors do. I have experienced it in this 1 year, and we all start as prodigies, but we don't have to stay there. So the best thing we can do to honor our mentor is to become one for someone else. That's what I'm also going to try to do. So my challenge to you is be that voice, be the guide, and yeah, thank you.
My speaker, Toastmaster Chaaru. Chaaru, have you seen this whole movie when Mr. Murugan used to talk to Ms. Avaya saying, can you describe me in 1, 2, 3? Today, I'm going to be your Avaya, and I'm going to describe you how I'm going to evaluate your speech in 1, 2, 3. Okay. So first one was your structure. Your structure was, you had it very well written. You have before Toastmasters, after Toastmasters, you spoke about your mentor, you spoke about what lessons learned when you interacted with your mentor, and then finally a conclusion. I thought about it for some time and you couldn't get better than that in terms of the structure. The second one is the attention to details. You had a very personal story, and at some time you were a little emotional also when you're talking about your mentor, and that provided this authenticity to the speech. You clearly defined how exactly she helped you, how she corrected you, how she stayed up late in the night to help you, how you shared your videos, and how she gave the feedback. The only thing I was worried about here during that time was I was scared that so many people are going to come back and ask me, I want to become Prashad's mentor. That was my main concern. And many people know that these many things have to be done between a mentor and a mentee. So you set an example of how a mentor and a mentee should be there. Third one was on the delivery. You had a very free hand gestures. Your body language was apt to the speech, and you had a smiley face throughout your speech. And finally, your conclusion was the cherry on top of this cake, where you call for action. You said that Prisha has done so much to me. The only thing I can do to repay her is to become a mentor and do what she has done to me to others. And that exactly exemplifies the Toastmasters value, and that's one of the main reasons for having this project and your speech. I have 3 recommendations as well. Here I'm going to tell you about you at one point of time you little bit forgot on the content, so I would recommend you practice more, and it happens to all of us, but you didn't give up. You got back, you got the idea, and then you went on. My main concern here was that there were more beautiful points there you missed out. So because that is what I was worried, not because you forgot. So practice a little bit more, because the amount of effort which you have put in has to be delivered to the audience. Second was your voice modulation was not, you could have used it a little bit better, I would say, but whenever you were a little emotional, that was very apt. I don't know you did it naturally or it was part of your practice, but that was apt. But in some places you could just little bit slow down or little bit increase. That would have provided more authenticity to your speech. And finally, your title. The title was little boring to me, my life experience. That was what I had. So you could have, but you start off very well, which is like mentor is the key. You could have said that as a title, or mentor holds the light to illuminate. Something like that could be your title. So overall, your structure was good, your attention to details was good, your delivery was very well written, your conclusion was the cherry on the cake. If you had little bit more practice on the speech delivery and had a little bit of voice modulation, it would be a much better speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.